Hello everyone and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are doing something a little different. We are taking the blueprints of a real life historical home and we're building it in the Sims 4. We had a while back a request from a subscriber to build a Palm Beach Regency style home by the architect Clarence Mack. So that is what we're doing today. This build took me a little longer than I expected. As I was building this, I was wondering to myself, why is this taking so long? And then I counted the bedrooms and bathrooms and then I was like, oh, no wonder why. This is a very large home. It has 6 bedrooms, 6 full bathrooms, and 1 half bathroom. It's huge. I actually had some, besides the floor plan, I had some photos to go off of, so that was kind of interesting. So I really tried to keep this looking as realistic as possible and as true to the real life version as I possibly could, from the landscaping to the exterior to the interior. I will link the photos down below so you can take a look at it and you can see how I did. It's always a challenge in The Sims though, taking a blueprint and then translating it into The Sims 4. And the bigger the house, the harder it seems like it is to make it happen. But it's always a fun challenge and I don't know, it's really cool seeing that real life home come to life in The Sims 4. So it was really fun. On the interior too, I tried to keep things looking as realistic and as close to the original as possible. I was quite surprised looking at the pictures that it looks like the actual home has wood floors, which is kind of a shocker when it comes to Florida homes. You do not see a lot of hardwood floors in Florida homes. So that was kind of cool. I mean, you have moisture issues already in Florida because of the humidity. And then you're in a hurricane hit area, so you have to constantly worry about flooding. And just with the elevation of Florida being extremely low, there's always that flooding issue. So you don't see a ton of hardwood floors. So I found that interesting. I was also told by a friend that lives in Florida, she had told me, if you ever see a house that has wood siding, do not buy it. So I guess something I didn't even know about is there's a whole huge, termite issue in Florida. So you don't see a lot of log cabins or homes that have wood siding. No, you don't, do you? Because of termites. What you will see a lot of is like tile though, which, you know what, I'm okay with that. I am not a carpet person. I hate carpet. I find it disgusting. I mean, it can look nice, and when it's new, it looks nice. The cozy factor of carpet is great, but as soon as I start thinking about carpet, I get grossed out. So also why in a lot of my Sims builds, you see me using hardwood or like tile, a lot of hardwood, honestly. But then, okay, so the other issue you will see when we get to the bedrooms, and if you look at the real life version of the bedrooms, I did not use carpet because I would have used carpet, but we are doing a no custom content build with this home, and the carpets in the game are icky. I don't like how they look, so I never want to use them. There's some that are okay, and I just didn't. If we were using custom content, I would have done carpet because there's some decent stuff out there, but yeah, I couldn't do it. So we kept the hardwood flooring going through like all the bedrooms. Besides this home having 6 bedrooms, 6.5 bathrooms, there's a lot of other like cool little things with this house. So we have a large dining room, you will see. We have a large living room, and then there's like an auxiliary room. If you take a look at the blueprints, I realized that they kind of messed up the blueprints, like whoever, I don't know. Obviously they're not the original blueprints, and they kind of got the 2 of the rooms messed up. At first I was looking at the dining room and I'm like, why is the dining room like on the opposite side of the house from the kitchen? And like, this makes no sense. Looking at the real life photos, that had me realize, I'm like, oh, they flip-flopped those rooms. So the dining room is close to the kitchen, which makes sense. Otherwise I'm like, these floor plans make no sense. What is going on? So yeah, they were just a little, I don't know, whoever wrote the names in there just got them flip-flopped. So we fixed that. So if you're looking at the blueprints, that's what happened. So we have this auxiliary room, and I forgot what they labeled it on the blueprints as, a club room, I think. We actually took that club room and we turned it into a music room. There's a grand piano in there. There's some bookshelves and some seating. I just thought that was really nice. I wanted to include a grand piano. I haven't done that in a long time. Yes, so we finally did that, Flynn, right? Yes, we did. And then, okay, so this is 6 bedrooms. I took one of the bedrooms and I turned it into an office. So if you would like to turn it back to a bedroom, you can. But currently the house is set up so we have our master bathroom and bedroom. We have another bedroom that I set up to be a guest bedroom. So with the expansion that's coming out, the Growing Together expansion, it sounds like we get to have visitors, which I have been like, I've been wanting this for so long because I want to create guest bedrooms. So we now have a guest bedroom. Extended family or friends can come and stay. Otherwise, if you don't have the expansion, you can use it as another bedroom. You could use it as a butler's bedroom, and there's a full bathroom attached to that. And then for our other bedrooms, we have one I designed for a teen, one is for a child, and then one is for a toddler. You can take that toddler room, you can convert it to be a nursery, or you can convert it to be an infant's room. It's super cute. So, I mean, you could put in whatever bed you want in there and turn it into whatever. And I mean, you could, yeah, just, you can change them up. They're pretty like cutesy, and I don't know, you'll see them in a little bit. They're really cute. So you can like easily change them up if you want more for toddlers, or if you want more kids' rooms, you can do whatever you want. And then on the exterior, we have some fun little things, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, we really should be talking about the architect, because before the subscriber introduced me to this architect, I hadn't really known much about him. So it was kind of interesting doing some research and finding out more about him. So Clarence Mack was the architect. He was born in 1888 in Cleveland, Ohio. And the interesting thing about this architect is that he was never formally trained as an architect, which is absolutely, that blows my mind. I think that's amazing. He did study architecture for 10 years though, in Europe and in his home state of Ohio. He then went on to build 32 homes in the Cleveland area. So that included Lake Avenue, Lakewood, and he built a very iconic home also in the Cleveland area. So as Tennessee and Memphis kind of has Dollywood and Graceland, Ohio has Kingwood. This was a very large estate, and the home was designed by Clarence Mack, obviously. I think it's over 40 rooms, so this place is huge. So Kingwood Hall, as the home is known as, was built for Mr. King, who was a wealthy businessman, and his wife. After Mr. King's death, the 47-acre estate was opened as a public garden. And recently, the home has been restored, and you can tour the house as well, which is really cool. I have not had the pleasure of doing this, so I now have something to do that's going on my list of things to do when I visit Cleveland next. All of these homes that were built by Mr. Mack were built in the 1920s. And then in 1929, when the stock market crashed, this market basically dried up, and there wasn't really requests for these big, luxurious homes. So Mr. Mack decided he was going to travel the world for 5 years, and that's what he did. When he got back, he ended up settling in Palm Beach, Florida. And as you can guess, then this is where the Palm Beach Regency phase started for him. So this home specifically is one of 5 in a community of homes that Clarence Mack built, which is really cool. So they're all different, but they're in that same Palm Beach Regency style, which is, I think that's so cool. I love variation in architecture, but to take one style and then to do it so differently, like in a neighborhood, I think is just, it's really, really cool. So if you want to see some of the other houses, You can look those up online too. So this one I think is 100 Regents Park Road. And then they go like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So yeah, it was hard, honestly, to try to pick one of those homes because they're all very unique and different. And looking at the floor plans that I could find, I really like this one. There's some other ones that are like really cool looking, but I like this. I like the layout of this house. I like that there was kind of those extra rooms. And then something else that you might have seen me doing before, a big challenge with this house and translating this into The Sims 4 was trying to do the garage area. So yes, one, we do not have cars at this point in The Sims 4. And then two, there are bedrooms and bathrooms above that garage, but the whole height of the exterior is all the same. So doing multi-levels in The Sims 4 it's not impossible, it's just challenging. So what I had to do was use a platform and raise that all the way up to kind of create that garage space, which you can't use. And it's a big block of concrete basically in The Sims 4. I'm assuming concrete. So that's kind of like, that's the area that's like, that's too bad. So we don't need to use the garage because we don't have cars. So that's not a big deal. The only problem with that was I had to use some space that would have been the laundry room. So we no longer have the laundry room. So if you're looking at the blueprint and you're like, where's the laundry room? Yeah, I had to do it. This was the only way I could get this to work. I actually think it worked out really good. If you would like a laundry room, I would suggest taking that half bathroom that's on the main level just outside of the kitchen, and you could still have a half bathroom there and just make it small and then take the other half of that space and turn it into a laundry room. Totally up to you. Otherwise, there is like a butler's pantry kind of in that hallway. Yeah, it would be challenging to kind of fit in a laundry room area over there. You'd lose access to the outside space through that hallway, but you could do that. Just some options. I don't know. I kind of find, like, I have the times that I play with laundry in The Sims 4, kind of find it annoying. I don't know, it's just me. I know a lot of people like it and it adds realism to the game, but I don't know, it's just kind of annoying at times. Just my opinion, but I don't know. I should like it. I like realism when it comes to The Sims 4, so I don't know what my problem is. Maybe because I have too much laundry I need to do at home, so that's probably what it is. Whoopsies. As you may notice, there's some paintings and artwork that are going in here that you might be like, hey, that's not in the Sims game. Like, I thought this is supposed to be no custom content, no CC. So this is no CC artwork that is on the gallery. And if you like any of this artwork and you're interested in some of these pieces for building in your own homes, I will have all the creators listed down below. And like I said, I will also have the blueprints and the reference photos that will be linked down below. And if you're interested in Kingwood and seeing what that estate looks like and the home, I will have that linked down below. So yeah, you got some other little fun things you can check out after this video if you want to. But yes, we are on to the cute little toddler's bedroom. So I had these in my library for a while, those cute little photos of like all the safari animals. I'm like, yes, this is gonna be adorable. We don't have great kids artwork in the game. There's some stuff, but I don't know. So that was just super cute. I had fun with that. And then the child's room, it's hard to do themes with The Sims 4 for kids, I find, because we're very limited, but we're doing kind of outdoorsy and still like animal related. I will be curious with this next expansion of Growing Together to see what other stuff we get for kids' rooms. I like all the cutesy little animal stuff, and it looked like there's going to be some more of that. So, it's going to be so much fun to design and build kids' rooms. It's going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to that. And just so you know, I will be having very, very soon a house coming that's going to be using that new expansion pack of Growing Together. So it's coming. Just be patient. But yeah, if you're watching this, I know this is releasing around the time when the expansion comes out. So Did you buy it? Are you going to buy it? Are you excited about it? I don't play the gameplay anymore, but it actually looks really cute. I don't know what I think about the world. I would have preferred, I'm like on board with everyone else, and I would have preferred a non-US world. Otherwise, I mean, we could have got like a Florida-inspired world if we're gonna stick with the US. That would have been great, because you may have noticed I'm building this in Del Sol Valley. So yeah, that was another thing. I had to basically kind of like do a mock-up of this before I started building, just to get like an idea of a lot size. I was really, really wanting to build this in Sulani on a 50 by 50 lot, because I wanted that tropical atmosphere and I wanted it to feel like Florida. And as I was mapping it out, I ran out of room. So I'm like, okay, a 64 by 64 lot it is. And we're very limited on 64 by 64 lots. So I'm like, you know what? The size of this house and like the price of this in real life. So this house is like $8 million in real life. It's expensive, and it's 400,000 simoleons in the game. It's expensive. So I'm like, you know what? This seems like a celebrity home, so we're putting this in Del Sol Valley on the 64 by 64 lot, way up in the hills in Del Sol Valley. And I think it worked out, because we have the palm trees around, and you'll see in a little bit, because we're onto the exterior, I added a lot of tropical, like lush plants, palm trees, and I wanted it to feel like Florida. But I will now talk about the exterior, because there's a lot going on out here. Right now, we are building a pool, and you're probably like, what are you doing? So the problem with platforms, I hate using platforms. I really wish that they were easier to use, because there's so many things I'd love to use platforms with, but I don't. It's kind of like round walls. Round walls and platforms are a pain in the Sims. So you cannot place a pool on a platform. So because I have platforms inside the house, I'd use platforms on the outside of the house. And then the pool is supposed to be like raised up to that level. So I had to raise the pool separately and then kind of create this like fake like area around the pool. So the Sims will not be able to access that. But on one side, I did extend like the platform, well, the foundation from the pool, I extended out and connected it with stairs. I still have to play test this yet, but I think it should work. Otherwise, I'll just have to remove those like fake walkway tiles. Cause yeah, I used those were from Debug, and I just sized them up to kind of create like a concrete area. It should work. Otherwise, it will work. When it's uploaded to the gallery, it will work. But that's what I had to do. So that was a pain. Yeah, I would really like to use platforms more, but this is why I don't. So we also have to talk about the outside here. We just built a little clubhouse that's outside. Clubhouse, pool house, whatever you want to call it. I did not film the inside of it because it's basic. So it's a bathroom out there. There's like the grill, and on the inside there's a bar and like storage area. So it's not like anything spectacular. So besides the pool, the really awesome pool and the pool house, I also had to kind of fill in this lot, because you may have noticed this is a very like long, narrow home. So this would have been great for the other long, narrow lots we have, except this is like a big box of a lot. So I had to try to fill this out. So this right side here, that whole back area, like behind this fountain, should be pretty realistic to what the photos are, but then we also had like to the side of that, so I filled that in with some trees later. And then the other side of the house was kind of the challenging part, because there was no pictures of that side. So I'm like, what am I gonna do over here? And what I realized, I'm like, okay, well, what should every like multi-million-dollar mansion have, especially in a warm weather climate, besides a pool? A tennis court. So we built a tennis court, and yes, I know we don't have tennis in The Sims 4. So what I did was I added a basketball hoop to one side, so it is a functional space. Yay! So yeah, we have that. I think it looks really nice. It really looks like a mansion this way. And then the one little last thing I added in was a children's play area because I figured, you know what, they have the money to do this. And I added that in, figuring that this is a family home, so there's stuff for the kids to do and for the whole family to do. And I think this turned out okay. I was once again very nervous about the landscaping because this was a huge lot. But yeah, I think it turned out very, very nicely. With that said, we're starting to get towards the end of this video, but make sure you stick around a little bit longer because we have a video and picture tour coming up. But thank you so much for hanging out with us once again, everyone. We really appreciate you. We hope you have an amazing week, and we'll see you very soon in our next video. Bye!